And tributes continue to pour in for a massive loss for the industry. Legendary musician Gloria Bosman has passed away at the age of 50. All of the very sad news that Gloria Bosman passing away yesterday, just aged 50. It feels like she's been around forever, doesn't it? Well, the tributes continue to pour in for her. Let's get some reaction, though, from those in the industry and hear what people are saying. Senior reporter Slindelo Masikane joining us for more on that as well. And Slee, good morning to you. And I think it's been the overwhelming reaction, not just about the sadness, of course, of the passing of Gloria, but I don't think many people realized just how young she was.
Absolutely, and what a talent she was, what a loss for the South African music industry, especially when it comes to her contribution to jazz music. And we know, of course, following that short statement from her family, that it seemed she had suffered from a short illness. And of course, this news taking the country by absolute shock as well as sadness. And so for the remainder of this morning, Gareth, we will be talking to close friends, industry colleagues, just to get a sense as to what they're going to remember about her and some of their fondest memories. We start in Randburg, in fact, where we're joined by the RISA Communications Manager, as well as a veteran journalist and a personal friend of Mum Gloria Bosman. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and our deepest condolences. Just maybe start off by telling us about how you met Gloria.
Thank you, Slindelo. Good morning to you and the viewers at home. It is indeed a sad loss, a big loss, a big gaping hole in the music industry, and condolences to the Bosman family and all that are related to Miss Gloria Bosman. I met Gloria Bosman as a young journalist at the Sunday Times, where I was sent out to interview this new talent, this breath of fresh air that was coming out of TUT of that time. And her version of music, her version of jazz, was quite something that we'd never heard before. She was very refreshing, she was different, she had a unique voice, she had the way of delivery that was just unique to her. And she also went on to win the Standard Bank Young Artist of the Year and released her debut album in 2000, which was called Tranquility. And that award, that album, and the Newcomer of the Year at the Summers of that time. And you know that the purpose of the Newcomer of the Year category is to really forecast the future and to tell us the big names to look out for. And the judges for that year really got it right. They nailed it and gave us Gloria Bosman, who went on to become an icon of jazz. Her voice, going back to her voice and how she delivered, whether it was a jazz standard, an African jazz standard, or an Afro-pop song, or an R&B, American influence song, she made sure that she left her stamp, and she made sure that it was uniquely hers. And that's what made her so special and so different to everyone else in the industry. So on behalf of RISA, on behalf of the recording industry of South Africa and her colleagues in this space, we really are saddened that we've lost Gloria Bosman.
Maybe then talk to me about the legacy she leaves behind and what young jazz artists can learn from her work.
So when Gloria Bosman came into the picture, she belonged to that group of artists like Taiwa Muleleko, who were saying to the Kwaito generation that jazz is not for old doppies and magogos. Jazz can be cool, can be vibrant, can be young, can be fun. You know, it's not stuck in old ways, and we can put a stamp as Africans. This is the legacy that Gloria Bosman leaves us. She dies at 50, which I think is way too soon. Life is really short. And she released only 6 albums, and probably her last release was in 2010. She lives with 2 summer awards, 11 nominations in total, Cora Music Awards, a whole lot of stuff that were given to her as an honor. My last performance, the last time I saw her perform, was at the Basadi in Music Awards, almost a year ago, around May 2022. And she left her heart on that stage. She took everything seriously. She was a musician's musician. She was a unique talent. She was all about talent. That's the thing about Gloria Bosman. When you listen to her music, when you look at her personality or her brand, if you like, it's all about talent. It's all about the music, and it's all about workmanship, workwomanship, and just being different. That's really the legacy that I think we should remember Gloria Bosman for.
Maybe then lastly, personally, maybe what you're going to remember about her, some of us only knew her through her music, but you had the privilege of knowing her personally.
I'll always remember my first memory of meeting Gloria Bosman at an event in Rosebank where she performed way back in probably 1999, and she was still up and coming. She was joining the corporate circuit. As I said, she was a breath of fresh air. And I just remember how she held my hand throughout that interview and made eye contact, and she was really interested in all the questions that I was asking her. And then onwards, probably the last time, as I mentioned, the last time I saw her perform live, which was a year ago, and also there, I think she had settled in this elder stateswoman position. She was sitting there and she was now being called mom. I mean, when I met her, she was just Gloria Bosman. But she was secure in her place, and she knew her place. She knew what she had contributed with those 6 albums, working with the greats in South Africa, from Hugh Masekela, Sibongile Khumalo, Osipho Sticks Mabuse, how can I forget? I mean, these are like big names, and she belongs up there. She's gone too soon. I'll remember her energy. She had a laughter about her. Even in her music, uniquely, when she performed a song, she'd throw in a line. She'd throw in some sort of a laugh or a laughter. I don't know, the inflections that she made, all of these unique things that made Gloria Bosman really a talent to behold.
I think it was her versatility as well.
Her versatility, as I mentioned, she would move from an African jazz standard like Nchilo Nchilo to Iwenyuku Mbombela, to the Bee Gees song, Ain't No Heaven Enough. Nobody else. Yeah, I can sing, but embarrass myself. But she was, at the end of the day, she was a Soweto girl. She was a girl from Pimville, and she was influenced by the vibrancy of Soweto and the music that her family consumed and what she grew up on. And that, I mean, she was also in the Songs of Migration, a great production that she took part in, and she delivered it seamlessly. She really, you could put her on any stage and give her a microphone. She will improvise. She will throw in things that you never thought were possible, or not even singing, but it was uniquely her. She was versatile. She was really, really a breath of fresh air.
Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right. That is RISA Communications Manager, veteran journalist, and of course a personal friend of Gloria Bosman, just giving us a sense of who she was, not only as a musician, but as a close friend as well.
Yeah, gone far too soon and far too young. Slee, thank you very much. We'll come back to you later as the country remembers the late Gloria Bosman.